Dave Testa, Steadfast, ourselves, and potentially more. But now we're focusing on our own quarterfinals match, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Site Delta, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg representing XingMing Gladiators. It is SHIN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Chinese Protoss, the red Protoss. Representing himself, it is XingMing. We go. Here we go. SHIN going for a 15-15, very safe opener from our Zerg player. This does allow SHIN to get his expansion before the probe does arrive, before there is any pylon block. So a very nice maneuver here by SHIN, making sure everything is as it should be. Likewise, to have the Protoss probe rocking up and won't be able to delay too much. Now, the downside of this build for SHIN, the downside of this opener, I should emphasize, is that gases are going to be a little bit more delayed, which means later link speed, and it means later aggression. So just a safe opener overall. Meanwhile, back at home, gate expand into Cybercore, send that opener from the Protoss. Go. Probe is dipping in. We do have our hatch gas pool, standard opener. I mean, sorry, not hatch. 15-15 into gas. So SHIN now going to be embracing his own gas income, and we're settling into our 2-base setup here. SHIN, I'm sure, soon to take a third. And I'm curious what kind of tech our Protoss does embrace. Now, it's been a couple of months, if not a year, since I've casted XingMing. It's been a long time, been a very long time. And the last time we covered him in this matchup, I do recall him embracing Sky Toss. You know, Stargate into Fleet Beacon, into a Carrier Rush, into Sky Toss, into some long late game scenario. We did embrace that quite a lot. This time, though, a Robo Opener. Okay, now this can be leading to... Oh, this can lead into something like a Disruptor drop, for example. Can lead into an Immortal-based all-in. But the Lings, they do slip into the main. SHIN getting a free scout, and will confirm the Robo. So is aware it's going to be a more aggressive start from the Protoss. Lings catching a probe. One probe kill so far. Adept into the main. Adept does shade in. SHIN is able to keep up. Keep up, does zone away. And interesting, now I assume that this Robo Opener would be for a Bay into Disruptors or Colossus, but no, it's for a faster Prism. With no other tech. Interesting. Okay. Prism is on the horizon. Gateways are being turned down. And yeah, this is a bit of an oddity here, going for a delayed Twilight Council Forge. Going for much later, what looks to be +1 in charge, I imagine, not blink. I mean, either one is going to be viable here. Immortal production has begun. This is just a wild build. It's very unorthodox, but it is still going to be quite aggressive on 2 bases, and SHIN is playing safe with his Roach Warren. Roach Warren was thrown down at just before the 4-minute mark. Very safe timing for SHIN. Prism into the main. Queens are keeping up, and SHIN is deflecting. I have 2 queens in the main, 2 queens here at the 3rd base as well. Prism doesn't get much done, but remember, it's not about the initial aggression. It's about the follow-up. It's about what's coming next with Immortals in charge. It's going to be an Immortal charge all in. Did get there in a roundabout way, but is getting there. Once again, the Lings, they deny the Adepts. Queens deny the Prism. So far, sole defense here by SHIN, and he's still squeezing out a couple of drones. There's still a couple of workers on the way here and there. Roaches are amassing. Spore Crawlers on the way just in case it were to be a Dark Shrine. DTs. And a Painting Nest gets thrown down as well. SHIN looking to turn this defense into an offense. Banelings will be ready for the counterattack. As the Prism does dive in. Oh, the Prism taking so many hits. Oh my god, getting so low. The Prism is going to be trapped, can recall back home. The Immortals have a mass, and SHIN is coming in for a follow-up scout. He confirms there is no third base. Gets eyes on the Twilight Council, the Robo, the Gateways, the Forge as well. He can piece it together. He can and he has. Upon seeing the Temple Archives, is fully aware of the Charged Old Immortal Archon all-in. On 2 bases, massive Gateway explosion. That's going to be all or nothing. Well, but still sees everything. Oh my god. The Overlord finally goes down. But that was a worthwhile scout. And SHIN, he's cutting worker production at 47. He has 4 gas saturation. 5 gas. Oh my god. Very gas intensive here. And I mean, you need those gases for Ravagers, for Banelings. SHIN is amassing an army. And how do the armies compare here? Now, what I will say is that it will come down to the control, of course. We have sentries, the Prism did recall back home. We have sentries, we have force field potential. If XingMing, if he can force field the Banelings away, if he can focus them down, if they don't connect, he can still take a fight. Outside of that, though, SHIN should be getting ready for a surround. Is amassing up more of an army, still refusing to drone up, droning up to 50. Focusing on Ling Bane. Protoss has arrived. Does have 4 Immortals. But Baneling speed is already done. Oh my god. Baneling speed, no roach speed. Doesn't need it. Still more Ling Roach on the way. It's going to be a tough hold. That's still a lot of charge thoughts. Banelings, they roll in. And the Force Fields are thrown down. Banelings, they do manage to get past the main army. Yeah, and the Immortals are exposed. Zealots are going down, and SHIN, he will just collapse in and crush this force. Takes down every single Immortal, every single unit. Nothing is left. GG gets called, and SHIN takes game number 1. Whew. GG. A very meticulous response there out of SHIN, just making sure he didn't overdrone, making sure he was respecting the all-in. Of course, he had eyes on any would-be third base, made sure that it was 2 bases, and was able to confirm in the main base the mass amount of gateways, the Forge, the Twilight Council, the Templar Archives. SHIN saw everything, stayed on a low drone count, 50 drones, 5 gases, and even did prioritize Baneling speed, didn't even bother with roach speed. So very nice defense. Again, it did come down to the force fields. Force fields, they did delay some of the push, but Baneling still got on top of the Zealots. They still made their way through. And SHIN is now 1 game away from those semifinals. Here we go. We're getting in. Inexorable beat Rebellion? Yeah. He's our boy. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the South Korean Zerg player. The blue Zerg representing Gaimin Gladiators, leading the series 1-0. It is SHIN. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the red Protoss player from the land of China. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is XingMing. I do see some people asking about Inexorable. Fala galera, papi. But yes, Inexorable, he is a rising star. He's been improving a lot. Definitely has been improving a lot. When it comes to the Terran, so with the players in Brazil, I mean, there's some really top players like Inexorable, like Yan, of course. I would say they're the top 2 Terrans in Brazil. Likewise, you have Master, you have Shakti, Eric, of course. A lot of high caliber players. And we should be covering some of those Brazilian players in a couple of days. For those that are unaware, tomorrow we're casting the Ursasaurus Cup, of course, but the day after that, we're going to be casting the Code for Giants Cup. So that is going to be a Brazilian-only tournament. So if you want some Brazilian-on-Brazilian action, we got you covered with the Code for Giants Cup on Wednesday. Or I guess on Tuesday in Brazil. We got you, Pappy. We got you. Until then, Hatch Gas Pool, a much more standard opener this time out of SHIN. Something more standard. Back at home, Gate expanded into Cybercore. Nothing too crazy so far. Emphasis on so far. I mean, we saw just how chaotic and aggressive XingMing can be when we saw the 2-base all in. I'm sure now we're going to deviate away. The pylon is thrown down a little bit closer towards the right-hand side. We could be seeing a Stargate opener instead. But I really wasn't expecting a Robo Prism start in the last game, so it could be anything. And there it is, Stargate. So again, usually if it's a Robo or Twilight Council, the pylon is thrown down further back to hide the tech. This time, that is not the case. It is further out to go for the initial Oracle. Probes are being stoned away. And SHIN does get into his standard setup. Third base, droning up, saturating on 3 bases. And we can see a more standard back and forth, assuming that XingMing does expand. Technically, this could be a Stargate into a Void Rage, or a second Stargate into a Fleet Beacon. But Oracle. Let's go. It's going to be the Oracle opener. We should be headed into the mid-game. Here we go. There's that third base on the way now for the Protoss. Again, just Stargate opener, Oracle into a third, triple Oracle into a third base. Everything looking as it should. And now we can embrace a longer game state here. SHIN also droning up, safety spores on the way. SHIN, he does confirm the expansion with the Overlord, is fully aware of the Stargate. SHIN knows he is safe to embrace drones. We can drone up. Let's go. Oracles are moving out. 2 Oracles can one-shot workers, so this can still pose a threat. Oh, SHIN going for an earlier Roach Warren, though. That was a 4-minute 10 Roach Warren. You often do not get it this early on without good reason. Now, this could just be a safety Roach Warren. SHIN just might be concerned about his opponents because of how aggressive they've been. But my eyes are definitely on SHIN here. We'll see if we make use of those roaches. As a 1, Queen is going to go down. Another Queen up. Ooh, falling as well. Good pick off. 2 Queens do fall. But behind this, SHIN is still droning up. SHIN does threaten a dive. Pulling away. We can see here, despite the early Roach Warren, it was just for safety. There's no roaches on the way. We're just joining up, taking more gases, layers in production as well. So SHIN was just, again, playing it safe here against XingMing, which I don't blame him. Don't blame him. As Oracles will continue to threaten these bases. Clearing up creep. As the Oracles are out on the map, Lings are getting ready for a counterattack. But back at home, we have a Shield Water, we have an Overcharge, we have plenty of Stalkers. And the Protoss does defend. And is gearing up towards +1 Blink and Archon production. Storm even. Okay, let's go. Taken towards the Temple Archive, Storm is on the way. And as the Protoss is embracing Storm, SHIN is embracing Mutas. Spire has been thrown down, and so far, I believe, unscattered. Spire is unscattered. Mass Muta can snowball out of control, can get out of hand real easy, real quick. As long as they catch another couple of stalkers. Not like this. El huevito, papi. Let's go. So people were talking about egg. We love egg. We got all the love back. But yeah, Egg, I'm pretty sure he's retired at this point. We haven't seen him in a long time. I did notice that Eggs did sign up for this tournament for the Tenacious Turtle Tussle, but he didn't check in. Feels bad, man. Regardless, here we go. Shin is applying some pressure. Just some light pressure. Mutas are now on the way. 13 mutas. There is a revelation. The Protoss is still in the dark. Gold is on the way for Shin. He has map control, embracing the entire map, spreading out links, spreading more creep. And it does look like XingMing, he has not yet noticed the mutas. They're coming back. They're coming. And back in the main base, what do we have to defend? The main base is exposed. The natural base, likewise. There is some stack defense here at the 3rd and at the 4th. And there are a lot of Blink Stalkers with Storm. The main army can contest against the mutas, but the mutas, they never have to engage. They can just harass and go into the mineral lines. And here they come. Mutas are on the way. Oh boy. Meanwhile, XingMing, we spoke earlier how we have seen him embrace Skytos before, and he's rushing into Stargates and a fleet beacon and trying to head into Skytos. But we're not there yet. And here come the mutas. Does it into the main. Does catch a handful of workers, shuts down the stalkers warping in. Yeah, he just goes for the main fight, takes on every single stalker. Stalkers go down, mineral line as well, and XingMing, does he move out? Nah, he's stuck at home. Again, there are others. Some High Templar. No! We go for the dive. Shin gets one High Templar. Mutas survive as well, going for the Archon, because why not? Oh, and XingMing, he responds with Phoenixes. Well, that's 20 probe kills, an insane amount of economic damage. Not like this. Economic damage is brutal. And Shinny rotates around, rotates back in. Phoenixes will eventually shut this down. We can see Shin embracing Corruptors instead. Hive is on the way. Gold base fully saturated, or getting fully saturated. And Shin is maxed. He's maxing out. Unfortunately, the Protoss is just stuck at home. And it's falling behind in the economy. On every other aspect, I should say. Carrier production has begun. You know, behind this, Corruptors already on the way. Lurkers as well. Shin embracing a longer game state. Yeah, Shin is just trying to, as XingMing is trying to keep up and does have some storms available, definitely, that will deny any committed dive. But the Lings, they can even just force out storms. Speaking of, first storm gets spent. Corruptors into the main, came with the production, they spot the carriers. Carriers are spotted, Phoenix is being shut down. There aren't that many mutas left over. As Corruptors, they don't care. Oh my god. Shin, calm down. He doesn't care, he goes to the Nexus, goes to the expansion. And the Corruptors, not the best I mean, we get 2-3 Corruptors, but they will snipe the Nexus. Nexus does fall, and do they even catch the carriers as well? Shin, he's crazy. He gets everything. Gets the Stalkers, the Workers, the Phoenixes, the base, and a carrier as well. The value from these Corruptors are insane. The efficiency, but takes down another Phoenix. And behind this, we have more Corruptors amassing. Carriers, they're not the answer. Not here. Not in this kind of game state. Trying to head in that direction, but Shin still has just a massive amount of Corruptors. How many? 16. 16 Corruptors. There's not much support in the air. XingMing is stuck at home. Does have all the cannons and shield batteries. He is turtling up. Oh no, he wants another base! He wants another expansion! Overcharge is popped to try to keep it alive. But the Nexus is gonna fall. Oh my god, the DPS is just so high. The damage output ramps up real quick. SHIN, he backs off, he rotates. Now, the carrier count is getting higher, true. Unfortunately, the economy is still lackluster for XingMing. We do have 6 more Corruptors on the way, getting into every other tech structure, of course. Upgrades for the Lurkers, upgrades for Ultras. Ultras would be ideal in this kind of scenario, to deal with the ground-based army, to deal with the High Templar. SHIN is stuck with a couple of roaches, though. Does want to refine his army, I'm sure. Looking for more damage. Dipping in, once again, going for the carriers, going for the Stargates. XingMing will hold. Does have a cannon and his army in position. This time he's ready for it. Yes, they're waddling in! Bailey's speed is not done, by the way. But Bailey's, ooh, they do get caught by the stasis. SHIN trying to be cheeky is denied. See some people asking about communities, and yeah, there are a lot of Latin American communities on Facebook. I think there is an Argentinian Latin American community as well, as there are other Argentinian players. I believe that is the case. Maximo's another one. I think Maximo recently name changed though. I can't remember what he goes by, but he did drop by recently. Also from Argentina. Shout out to Maximo. But here we go. XingMing tries to dive out. We do collapse in. And Bailey's A crashes the main army. High Templar go down. There's one High Templar left. And we do land another big storm. The Corruptors are going down. XingMing, he will clean up the main army. But there is 0 storms remaining. And behind this, SHIN is remaxing. Corruptors are on the way. Ultras are on the way. SHIN, he's got to keep going. Keep going, Pappy. We can't turn around. I mean, I say that SHIN is remaxing, but if we allow SHIN to remax, he can just build up once again. Yeah, that's 8 more Ultras on the way. XingMing pulls back, attempting to expand. Takes down an Ultra, not bad. But I do think that the Protoss player playing a little bit too scared here. Could have definitely tried to break out and bring down another expansion before recalling. But now it's too late. Now SHIN has remaxed with Corruptor Ultra. Link Stalkers though, they're getting some value here. Ultra's trying to keep up. Expansion does fall. Not bad. Getting a base, getting 2 Ultras, recalling back home. Not bad. Unfortunately, the 5th base is denied. XingMing still stuck on 4 bases. Has rebuilt those High Templar, has more storms. Railings once again rolling in. Ooh, storms on the Lingbane. I mean, the carrier count has hit critical mass. We've got how many? Initially we had 3, but now we have 7. Soon to be 10. 10 carriers on the way. At this point, because of the higher carrier count, I would say that spell cache is going to be necessary for SHIN. I'm referring to mainly Viper, but potentially Infestor as well. But Viper is to abduct, basically. To abduct, to yoink, or even Parasitic Bomb. Without spellcasters, trying to brute force this kind of army can be difficult. Despite SHIN's economy, a fight can still go the way of the Protoss and can snowball out of control. Oh, E-Legacy, yeah, we know. E-Legacy has arrived. Oh, big storms on the Banelings. They crash into mainly 2 Archons. Ultra's trying to dive in once again, going for the High Templar. Storm's also in the way. High Templar going down. We clean up every single High Templar. And now Shin, he's going for the carriers. It gets 1, gets 2. Gonna get a 3rd carrier, but he's running out of Corruptors. And again, without spellcasters, without a Parasitic Bomb, that would have been a much easier fight. 22 Corruptors on the way. The Ultras did clean up the ground army, but now the pure carrier is breaking through. Shin has to buy time. He has to buy time for those Corruptors. I still want to say that Shin can shut down this army. Ultras get across the map. Going for the 4th. And XingMing is all in. He recalls back home. He recalls. The Ultras, they did their job. They force a recall. Shin holds. Ay, ay, ay. Again, I feel like we have to keep going, Papi. Do you feel like we have to keep going, as once again we have another 25 Corruptors. They've got some okay upgrades. We're about to have +3. Storm is not ready. Uh-oh. There's some High Temple, but no Storm! Yeah, no Storm available. Carriers are going down. 4 carriers fall. You can see XingMing trying to get into massive Void Ray instead. And finally, Vipers. This is what we've been waiting for. Vipers are on the way. Shin now getting a much more complex army, and we'll have a much easier time engaging with the Sky Toss, especially with the Void Rays. The reason why, Void Rays are very prone to stacking. They're very prone, very vulnerable to Parasitic Bombs. Cells diving across the map. Spine Crawlers do buy time. Shin will defend. And Shin has Remax. We're just waiting for those Vipers to gather up energy. There's 2 Vipers. They're getting ready. They're massing up. And yeah, they are topped up, ready for those Parasitic Bombs. Now, there are still High Templar. There is a world. If XingMing can feedback, if he can feedback those Vipers and deny the Parasitic Bombs, then he can take a fight. But that's what the Ultras are for. So you get a Power Bomb already on the Void Rays. Oof. Yeah, you can see they do stack. One of them gets pulled away. But there is a 2nd Power Bomb available. Shin is just going to be regathering energy. Oh, there might have actually been a double Power Bomb there. Gathering up more energy. Pulling away. XingMing finally expanding and taking another fresh mining base. Can still go his way. Getting to Infestors now. Let's go. 5 Infestors. 2 Vipers. Shin is massing up. Oh, gets 1. Nice feedbacks though out of XingMing. Nice feedbacks, does deny the Vipers. I mean, with this fresh mining base, XingMing, he can sustain himself. He can max out. He is maxing out. So the Protoss is still in this. Brood Lord's now on the way. Infestors have arrived. SHIN is down to basically one mining base, as there's nothing here at the third. The fourth base, likewise, running out of resources as well. Down to one base. And oh boy, that's a lot of Broodlords. Is that too many Broodlords? SHIN is down to 11 Corruptors. I'm a little bit concerned. I'm a little bit concerned that he might have invested into too many Broodlords against his Skyjewel Space Army, but we'll see. We'll see. See how SHIN does approach this. The Spore Forest has been thrown down. Creep is spreading. Here we go. The march is upon us. The spores, they're waddling in, Pat. They're waddling in. So SHIN setting up a forward outpost, taking another expansion. All the bases are soon to be taken. There's still one expansion left towards the left. One expansion left untouched. But it's going to be 13 Corruptors, 13 Broodlords, 7 Infestors. Neural has been researched, but we're looking for the Fungals. Oh, landing one. A couple of Chain Fungals going off, catching out some of the army. And we'll shut down at least some of those High Templar as well. Oh my god. There's 2 High Templar left. The Power Bomb, the combo. Oh my god. Yeah, the Void Rays take a lot of hits, another Power Bomb as well. Oh, they come back in, no! Split! Split, Bobby. The Void Rays are so low. Yeah, just so much splash damage here with the Fungals and the Parasitic Bombs. The Protoss army getting bullied. And here we go, another Power Bomb. No Fungals left though. Protoss army is gaining ground. Ultras diving in, dealing with the ground army. No more Storm. Yeah, it's just gonna be Skytoss left. And are there enough Corruptors? It looks like there barely are. Yeah, they take down the carriers one after the other. GG gets called, and SHIN will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Congratulations. SHIN will take the series. We'll take the series 2-0. And will advance on. Meanwhile, my condolences to XingMing. Again, he was able to hold his own. He was able to max out, but he was torn apart by the main army, by the maxed out spellcaster army of Infestors, of Fungals, of Parasitic Bombs, the Ultras as well. Did become too much. GG, well played. Congratulations. Congratulations. And with that, we have both semifinals ready. Oh boy.